What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. We are here for another tutorial and we're doing some boho braids, and we want our braids to be full. As you can see, we're doing color today. Okay, so this hair is from rpghair.com. This is their bulk human hair in the texture Spanish curl / wet and wavy, and I'm just combing out the hair so you can see the fullness that we are going to be getting with this hair. This is the number 30 color and I got it in 20 inches. I had 4 packs of this hair, but honestly you don't need that much. I only used like 2.5, like barely half of the 3rd pack, but I still think you should get 3 just on the safe side. So the braiding hair that I'm using is a 1B30 mix ombre, but honestly you don't even need to be ombre, just a 1B30 mix. And of course, you know, I need my braiding tools, my 360 mirror and my braiding rack you can find on my Amazon storefront. They are essential to when it comes to me doing my braids. Okay, like these are needed. They have saved my life and saved time. And of course we have the pure natural braiding gel for my low porosity hair girlies and the ones that, you know, we get the white stuff on our hair. This gel has saved my life. Okay, it makes my hair look so professional. Of course I had to do the back off camera. I ain't gonna even front, the back is the least of my worries. As long as it look neat enough and I get through it, that's all that matters. But I pay special attention to the front because I mean it's the front, right? So you want to use a little of that braiding gel, not too much. Okay, don't be going crazy with it. You honestly don't need a lot. So first we're gonna braid our roots about 3 times, and then we're gonna feed in the first piece of braiding hair. This is how thin the braiding hair I am using. I did not use that whole pack of braiding hair that you saw. I literally only used 1.5 out of the 3 bundles. That is it. And then once I plait in the first piece, I go in with my second piece. So I'm doing this slow so you can rewind the video if you need to see how I feed in. And then we go in with our first piece of curly hair. Now do you see how thin the braid is looking so far? When it comes to having your boho braids full, you want to make sure that you're braiding neat and you're braiding small. If it's bulky, you're gonna see most of the braid and less of the human hair. So you want to make sure that it's not like super tiny. We're not doing micro braids, but we need that braid to be invisible under the curly hair. Now a rule of thumb for me when I'm braiding down is that I want each piece of curly hair to be about an inch apart, an 1.5 inches max, but they need to be close enough together where they're gonna hide the braid. So essentially I use about 10 pieces of curly hair. Now once I get to the bottom, I take a piece of braiding hair and I wrap it around to create a knot. Then I go in with this Kiss nail glue. This Kiss nail glue is the best thing. Okay, then I blow on it to dry it and then cut out the braiding hair. So I'm just gonna find the braiding hair in the bottom and cut that off. So essentially I have only the human curly hair at the end, and that is what's going to give you your fullness, and it's going to look like it's a weave instead of braids. That's what I love. The only time you can tell that this is braids is by the roots. And if I wanted to, I could have made the roots way more fuller, but I wanted this hair to stay light, and I don't mind it like looking like braids in the roots, but as long as the bottom looks like super curly hair, I am here for it. So I'm just going to demonstrate some more. And also what you're seeing me do when you see me rub along the braid is that when I get to the end of where my natural hair is, because obviously, you know, I have like super coily hair and I didn't like straighten my hair to the fullest to do these braids, so the ends might be, you know, a little bit coily. So what I like to do is I put a bit of the braiding gel on my fingertips and rub it on my hair and the braiding hair so that it creates a nice neat blend. And then once I've done that, I just have a towel or paper towel near me to wipe off my fingers, and then I start braiding again because I don't want the braiding gel to get on the actual human hair because it's gonna be greasy and heavy and it's gonna look oily, and you do not want that. So make sure that your finger stays clean once you start putting in the curly pieces. And again, I'm just going to demonstrate what I do to the ends. I essentially put 2 pieces of curly hair at the end and braid down for a bit. And once I have braid down to my desired length, I start creating the knot. And once I create that knot, I use the kiss glue on the knot and then cut it. The kiss glue, and I specifically say kiss glue because that's the one glue I've used that hasn't created that like white cast on the braids. It dries clear. Like I was like, when I first use this, I'm like, yeah, this is the one. I have found the glue that makes sense, because in the past I've tried different glue just to see how it works. Like y'all see me use the hair glue, y'all almost had a fit when y'all saw me use the hair glue. It wasn't too bad, but obviously you don't want a type of glue that is gonna dissolve with water, and this kiss glue did not. Okay, like it did not. It stayed put, it stayed in place, and it didn't create a white cast. You would not have known that I use glue at the ends. Now when it comes to the top, I use the curly human hair first. So I braid down a bit, put the curly human hair first, then I put in the braiding hair. And honestly, I only use braiding hair because my hair isn't long enough where I feel like the style would last as long as I need it to, because my hair will revert with water. So I use the braiding hair to anchor. So first we feed in, and then we go and put in each piece of our curly hair. Again, I use 10 pieces of curly hair. If you want it to be way more curlier than this, you can put way more if you want to, but I wanted to keep this hair light. I wanted it to like just be easy flowing and all that good stuff. Like you see, I put some of that braiding gel on my fingertips, wipe it on my hair and the braiding hair together just to make sure that they blend while I braid down. And then after this, I just wipe my hand on a piece of towel, paper towel, regular towel, whatever you have on hand, and then I continue with my curly pieces. And that is essentially what it is. Honestly, these type of styles are just practice. Like, I know you're probably thinking like, Chev, this type of hair costs money. And honestly, I have tried different texture from like, say, different sellers, like in the beauty supply store when I did my sister's hair once when we were going to Europe. And honestly, it looked good at first until that thing became matted on the trip. Okay, it takes way more maintenance than it needs to. So a rule of thumb for me as well is that I like to do quality. So I would get quality braiding hair and then do the hairstyle myself. Essentially, you save money because this hair is reusable. I save each braiding hair that you see me do. I save it. Okay, it's gonna take a long time to take down, honestly, but hey, it's saving your coins and reusing your coins. You feel me? So all it takes is doing the takedown and washing the hair. You can just put like an elastic band on the top part to save the bundles, wash it, condition it, and reuse it. Especially if you're doing this style by yourself. Like, just imagine how much money you're saving by doing this style yourself, and you're using quality hair that can be washed, conditioned, detangled, and so easy to use. Now I'm just gonna continue doing this. Like, if you need to rewind the video, if you need to slow it down, do that. But I'm doing it a couple of times just to make sure that you can see what is happening, because I am too a visual learner. So I make sure that I do multiple braids so that you can see how I feed in each part. And this is a learning process, because y'all know I didn't know how to braid. It took some practice, but here we are and we're doing the thing. Okay. And also to mention, each braid that I do, I take my scissors and I just clean it up. It's time consuming, but just imagine when you're done, you're done. You don't have to go over each braid to clean up, to cut off the loose ends or the spiky ends. And this is what the hair is looking like. As I said, I use 2 1/3 pack of this human hair. You can easily use 2 packs, but I think you should get 3 just in case. Like, it's always better to have more than to have less. So I'm just trimming the hair just to take out, like, you know, the pieces that were stringy or any loose hair. And this is the edge control that I use. Y'all always ask, like, Chev, what do you use in the heat? I use a got to be glued edge gel. It's not actually an edge gel, it's just a got to be glued hair glue. But babes, like, this is the only thing that will keep my edges in place. Now we're gonna go in with some water. Y'all, do not use hot water on this human here. You hear me? Do not dip it in hot water. I repeat, do not dip it in hot water. When my hair was ginger and I used to do ginger braids, you have to think of this as it's already colored and processed. Imagine putting this in hot water. That is why the hair looks so dry and dead when y'all go on vacation. When you let these stylists dip it in hot water, this is human hair. You do not need to dip it in hot water. Just use water and mousse. That is it. I use oil sheen as well if I don't want to use mousse sometimes, because it's going to give it a nice sheen and it's going to keep the curls nice and tight. Now imagine if you had a curly wig. Would you be dipping it in hot water after you're done? No, because it's going to dry out the hair and it's going to make it stringy. So don't do that. You just need water. Just water, especially since the ends are also human hair. It's not braiding hair. You just use a little bit of braiding hair, and also you don't want your natural hair to be dipped in hot water. Okay, so no hot water needed. Just water, some mousse, and you are done. Look at the fullness of this hair. Is it me, or is this giving Beyonce? It is giving Blue Ivy on tour. Like, I was looking at this hair and I'm like, oh my God, is this like the style like Blue Ivy had in? Like, she is absolutely giving. And the hair is so light. Like, look at how easy I was able to put it in a bun. Oh my God, I am so obsessed. All the details for this hair will be in the description box down below. I hope this tutorial was very helpful. I love y'all so much for watching. Go on, big up on yourself. Bye guys.